return on investment for putting wellness into your company. And these are not my statistics. These are off of the internet, basically. And I thought, well, rather than use a company, let's go to the government and see what they say about it. Well, the Center for Disease Control says the ROI is between $3 and $6. That means you put $1 in, you get $3 or $6 back in return. The National Institute of Health puts it at $4.7 per dollar. So if you go onto the internet, type in wellness ROI, and you'll find hundreds of examples of this and hundreds of examples of companies that are doing this. Now let's look at the total cost of health. The first thing that you're going to see is that you have the medical plan here, the cost for coverage. And I'm just going to pick out $1 million that a company pays for that, for the health insurance to cover their employees. Well, you have to add absenteeism to the cost of that health care, or the cost of people not being well, and that comes up to $200,000. So add that to your $1 million. Presenteeism, which Judy talked about a little bit, but presenteeism is when somebody goes to work unwell or sick. And all of us do it because we have pressure on us. It's either that, there's a stigma attached to you if you stay home and you're sick or you're not feeling well, so you go to work and you're sick, and the problem is you probably make other people sick around you if you have an illness. But if you're not ill, you're just unwell, then you're the person that potentially causes that accident because your mind's not there. You're not thinking correctly. Mind's on something else, or you're just not feeling well. Well, presenteeism, if you add the cost of presenteeism, that's $2.1 million. It's more than twice as much as you pay for your health coverage. If you add those together, it comes up to $3.3 million. So at least triple the amount, the cost of what you're paying for health insurance for what it's actually for unwellness is costing your company. Why should you as an employee be concerned about this? Okay? You're saying, okay, well my company's going to make, if we become well, my company's going to make the money, I'm not going to make the money. Why should I be concerned with it? Well, what's happening in America today is that your costs, out-of-pocket expenses, are increasing 10.5% annually. We're paying 40% of the cost of that health care. Our co-pays are increasing, our deductibles, our contribution towards, I don't know about you guys, but in a lot of cases, the employee pays a certain amount monthly or per paycheck towards their health insurance. So the company's not free anymore. You're paying more and more. Deductibles are increasing and coverages are decreasing. So that's why an employee should start thinking about why they need to start reducing the cost of health care, and one of the ways that they can do it, one of the major ways of doing it, is by becoming well. Now here's a statistic from a state agency. I'm from Ohio, so this hits home here. Look, in the Department of Natural Resources in Ohio, they're paying people to try and get them to become well, do certain things. Fill out a statistic. Go to the doctor, get a test. First of all, the tests are paid for, they're free, but they'll pay you $50 if you go do it. Look what's happened. $391,000 was not taken advantage of. They didn't pay the people because people wouldn't do it. This is this year. Fiscal year 09 ends in July. And look what's happening here. Only $26,000 has been paid out, 452. So paying people to be well isn't working. So what's coming? This is what one company did. They charged their people $30 a paycheck if you didn't do the things that they said. Okay? They wanted you to stop smoking, fill out a healthcare questionnaire, or if they fell short of targets on weight, blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Now, they gave them all the tools that they needed to do that and said, if you don't take advantage of these tools, we're going to penalize you. But we believe that the workplace is the optimal place for this to happen, because where do we spend most of our time? We spend it at work. And it's the place where we're most likely to conform if the company is asking. Now, we sat through a presentation at lunch yesterday where the speaker was talking about the culture for safety. Culture for wellness has to be the praying hands between safety and wellness. Because if you don't see the impact that a well person has on safety, that sick person is going to cause you more accidents than a well person, believe me. Okay, who stands to lose when wellness isn't a priority? The individual does, because he's sick, she's sick, they're going to die early, and they're going to, suffer through that. But the employer or the company is going to pay the cost of the doctor visits, the hospital, the long-term care until that person dies or retires, and also the reduced productivity when they are at work. Who stands to win? Again, the individual, because when they become well, they increase their life, they increase their quality of life, but that's difficult to quantify. It's difficult to say how much you've increased or decreased costs or increased your value. The organization has an easier time because they can measure productivity. They can see the decrease in cost in the medical. And it's, like I said, pretty easy to quantify. But the data suggests that corporate participation in employee wellness has a dramatic effect on the direct factors, which we're talking about, the health care and performance, but the indirect costs, which if you remember that graph that we did, the sick leave and absenteeism, you have to add that to the costs, and the presenteeism is even huger, more huge. These are actual results, and I'm not going to go through them, but these are actual companies that have instituted wellness programs. Johnson & Johnson isn't on here, but it's one of the longest running ones that has shown a return on investment. Please go to the internet and you can see this on there. Just type in that wellness ROI. This is what you need to look at when you're looking at a wellness program. You have to have an increasing awareness, so that's education. You have to support health management, and that's a personal change. And you have to promote healthy work climates, and that's the guidance and support. The best way is if upper management is supporting that, and we need to find a place that it's easy to get started. So I was going to do a little demonstration here, but we're running out of time. But I was going to give Phil $1 and then, or ask him for $1. He was going to give me, I was going to give him $4 back. Return on investment of $3. Okay. If he gave me $5, I was going to give him a 20 back.